we haven't started with an update on Luke Shuey, please, Coach?
Yeah, we haven't got to the bottom of it yet. We're still investigating, but it's going to be a longer period than a normal hamstring. It's the same area, so that automatically means extra weeks. So, yeah, we're still investigating it all, and we'll get a bit more clarity by the end of the week.
What did the scan show? That it was a tear, or?
Yeah, just another small tear. So, just the reoccurrence of the same area is the one that it's always a concern, and it's something we need to investigate.
How do you do that now? What do you do?
It's really out of my hand. It's not my area of expertise. I leave it up to our medicos, and I do a really good job investigating all these things. And we're not alone. There's lots of guys in the competition deal with reoccurring soft tissue injuries. It's really hard to fix. So we're on the lookout, and we'll investigate as best we can, and we'll obviously get an answer in the next few days.
Harder now with restrictions on where you can go throughout the world and the country and things like we see.
Maybe.
People go to Germany and things like that.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that.
Running out of things you can do that you previously do.
Well, it's just not my area. I'm just back in that team, and they'll give me the answer in the next week or so. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be conversations had across the world, but you're right, we can't travel.
When you say a longer time, is there a rough estimate?
Not yet. No, we can't tell. Like I said, normally it's a 21 dayer, but when you reoccur in the same area, it's always longer. So whether that's 4 or 6, I couldn't tell you.
How's Luke feeling about it all now, a couple of days post?
Oh, he's disappointed. Unfortunately, he's used to the disappointment as well. So he's such a good player. He's our captain. He's a really good on-field leader for us, and he's almost our best player. So. We're disappointed for him, and he's disappointed as well. But it's not the end of the world. We'll get it right. We'll work through it, and hopefully it's just a blip on the radar.
Elliot Yeo sort of got the return to play tick. What does that mean now in terms of the time frame? Is it a mini pre-season, 4 weeks or 6 weeks? Or?
Yeah, they're actually going to tell me the next couple of days the return to play date. So we're getting to that conversation, which is great, because it's been. I've said this a few times, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So now we're in a position where we can map out, return date and work towards that.
They might come back around the same time with both, and Shuey and... Yeah.
I don't know, that'd be handy, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we've obviously missed both of them. But it's given us good opportunity as well. Liam Duggan's really stood up in the midfield. Xavier O'Neill's had opportunity as well. So, yeah, but they are 2 of our best players. So we're a better team when they're in it.
Just with Luke, to keep him engaged, will he come up to the coaching box or have any kind of game day role?
Don't know. Yeah, he's a coach in waiting, Luke. He preferred not to be there, but I think, with the restrictions we've had, he's been actually a really good help for us in that space. So, yeah, we're looking into all those things.
How do you get challenges for those midfield group now, knowing they're going to have an extended period where it's up to them? Yeah,
I mean, we'd like to think we don't rely on one particular player, but it's hard to replace A-graders. So as a collective, I think we're building as a whole team. I think relying on one particular player is really dangerous. So yeah, we lowered our colours against the Bulldogs. I thought we had a really good go against Port. So that battle's always priority, isn't it? In terms of success. If you can win the midfield battle, you're going to give our forwards good supply. We're pretty dangerous. So that'll be the same this week.
Simple saying, O'Neill, you've had a crack previously, each one comes in.
No, not quite. We're working through what that looks like. So, there's options. But yeah, he played well at Waffle on the weekend. A lot of our young fellas went well at Waffle Eagles. So, yeah, we're working through training today, and then we'll have match committee this afternoon, and we'll fly out tomorrow, and then the team will be announced on Friday.
Brendan Archie, where's he at? Will he be sort of in contention?
Yeah, he had a little hamstring niggle, but nothing on the scan, so it was more symptomatic. So, yeah, I don't know if he'll train today, but it was unfortunate because he was in the side. So I think he did the right thing, putting his hand up saying he felt a bit tight. So we'll see how he goes today.
What do you don't want to guarantee O'Neill a spot, but you must have been pleased with his response when he went back?
Yeah, look, I mean, he went out of the side because Luke came in. He's still got some things to work on, total football type of package we're looking for. So, but he's finding the ball, and it's the next step for him as a young midfielder is to get his 30 at Waffle and keep working on the other areas of the game. So, yeah, and the kids we drafted this year too, all, I think young Winder kicked 5 in his first ever Waffle game. Zane True's been really good for us, and Luke Edwards as well. So, Yeah, we've got options.
What do you think St Kilda will do about Nick Nat? They must be absolutely petrified. They've got no ruckman. Do they bring in Marshall straight away? And what do you think?
I don't know. It's I don't think they're petrified, Barra, but I think there's obviously a challenge with their rucks at the moment. We've been through that before. So you're trying to get makeshift ruckmen to perform at their best against good ruckmen is difficult, but it's been done. I mean, Collingwood did it 2 weeks ago, or last week. So. Yeah, it's not something that we're overly thinking about. That's St Kilda's problem, but we know what's coming.
So what you did last year against Sydney on the Gold Coast when they didn't have a ruckman at all, and he ran well. Then does he looking to go on to dominate these sorts of scenarios?
I don't think he thinks like that. I think it's he just plays them on their merits. So he'll plan the same as he normally does. I mean, Marshall might come back this week and completely different conversation. So yeah, we'll worry about getting the best out of our players, and what we can do to expose certain levels of the game is something we'll work through. But I think it's going to be game on this week. I can only imagine what St Kilda are feeling after a disappointing loss. I think they're going to come out swinging.
And the abuse they've copped too, like from former heroes and champions of the club, pathetic, soft, game plan's no good. That'd be all being fed into him, wouldn't it?
I know Rats reasonably well. I know he's a proud man. I know they're a proud club, and they're coming off a really good base. So they've had two weeks that have been a bit off, and that doesn't mean they can't play anymore. So he'll be looking for a bit of motivation, and so are we. We've got a lot to play for as well. So yeah, we need to play at our best.
If they bring back Marshall, could he be exposed for fitness or something? I mean, you're not going to admit to trying to expose him, but
I'll get Nick to run off him.
Clearly he's going to be underdone, isn't he?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, we'll prepare for the Saints at their best. And their best is bloody good. So finalists last year, and we can only assume that's going to happen.
How much footy is between the years these days? When you talk about they'll be angry and upset, but how much of that can correlate into on the field?
It's interesting where the game's at. It's so even. So we had a lot of games on the weekend that were quite surprising in terms of result, but I think we're going to get more of that this year. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the rules. I just feel like the teams are so close in terms of personnel and talent, so it comes down to who's on that particular day and a bit of attitude. So yeah, it's a tough. There's no easy games.
Tim has raised the prospect of a loan system, especially with Gold Coast having no ruckman, saying he'd be happy to send their third string to Gold Coast for some games. What are your thoughts on
Did he?
Yeah.
Hopefully AFL doesn't tick that off tomorrow. Look, I haven't thought about it at all. I mean, there's a mid-season draft. They'll probably do it internationally somewhere, soccer, I'm assuming, so I haven't seen any details on that.
There's been a bit of talk about Dom Sheed possibly being locked away soon. How happy have you been with this starting the season in those injuries?
Yeah, he's really stood up, hasn't he? I mean, coming after even 18, it was a big day for him. That he backed that 19 season up really well, really mature look, and I don't think he's really taken a step back since then. So he's really one of our leaders, in particular in the midfield. So while Luke and Elliot aren't playing, we rely on him to stand up, and he's a bona fide regular senior experienced midfielder for us now. So I think we haven't announced it yet, so if he has signed, that's great for the club.
Can you get a comment on Winder? Where do you see him at the moment, and how far away from challenging perhaps to get a game? He looked pretty good on the weekend.
He did, yeah. Look, the sky's the limit for the kids coming through. They've got confidence. Are they AFL ready is probably the question you need to ask. But we're really happy with all the guys we drafted. We think they're all displaying AFL qualities early on in their careers, which sometimes you don't see for a while. So really good pre-seasons, all of them. And he got rewarded on the weekend with kicking 5. But I think it was his third game where he's performed pretty well at waffle level. So, yep, hopefully in the next days, weeks, months, we see those guys playing.
Jake Waterman available for senior selection yet?
He is, yeah. He played on the weekend. He played pretty good minutes, so he'll be available.
Shannon Byrne plays equal club record holder being Cops on the weekend. Has he got another season left here, and how much has he made to the club?
He looks like it, doesn't he? Yeah, he's equalled the record. So I don't know whether you celebrate the equal or when he passes it. I think we'll wait till he passes it. But yeah, he's been tremendous. I mean, last year I think a lot of our players are a bit rusty early, but his form this year is back to his All-Australian best. So his leadership hasn't changed, but his output's probably increased. So yeah, I think he's 34, 33. So he doesn't look like he's slowing down at all.
I don't know if it's the new rules or what, but he's kicking out. I mean, I think he averaged 90-odd metres out of goal, which is unbelievable when you score a couple of goals. And him coming off half-back the way he delivers the ball, it seems to be even better this year.
Yeah, he's in good form. So I mean, I think our back six in general, look, they're pretty settled. I don't think we've changed the side since round one, and he's always complemented that well. Kickings are different now too, because it's an extra 15 metres you've got to pull back. So I think on average, it's probably gone 20 metres further than most. So that's new to the year, and that helps Shannon, obviously.
You have to have the conversation, what do we do about the equaling versus the breaking? Like when you sit down and go, how do you...
Celebrate?
Yeah, how do you celebrate? He doesn't get chewed off twice or anything like that. So how do you approach?
I think when Coxie broke the record last, it was in Geelong, and I think we kicked 4 goals for the day. I think that was to pass it, not to equal it. So maybe we'll just go with passing the record maybe next week.
Coxie would be filthy, wouldn't he? And little old Jacko, who's been elevated, downgraded to third now.
Yeah, Jacko's probably the filthiest out of all of them. It's Shep's 200 this week as well, and he's been such a tremendous, player for our club, and to play 200 games, and he's still got plenty of footy left in him as well.
He gave you a huge bouquet about how you got onto him early and turned him around, and even threw him forward at one stage or something.
Shep, I don't remember doing that, but he. I think he was looking for a position, and when I arrived, we decided high half back would be a good role for him, and he really hasn't looked back. I mean, I know he played some good games before I arrived, and wasn't all about that, but he's just grown into probably someone who was a bit maligned at the footy club to, one of the crowd favourites in terms of what he does for us. He plays on the best small forwards, and he's a really good rebounding intercept player as well. So, yeah, he's been so good for us.
Gaff, him and Nick now, they so deserve the final piece in the puzzle, don't they?
I think everyone says that. Everyone who's been around a while would like a premiership with their careers. So, yeah, they're all playing really good footy. So hopefully we get some reward for them.
With week out this week, did we see a little bit more of Jared Brander on the ball?
Maybe, yeah. We built him up through the waffle to play a bit of on-ball time. So I don't think he really got that on the weekend, but he got a game through opportunity. I mean, Archie goes out late with a hamstring, and Brander comes in, and I thought he played his best game for the club. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.